Hello everybody and welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to review the brand new Marvel movie Black Panther, which I have just been to see this morning with my son. And this is another one in a long line of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and this film has been getting universal praise from pretty much everybody. And is this as good as everybody's saying? Yes, I think it does deserve an awful lot of the praise that it's getting. Is it, in my opinion, the best Marvel movie that's ever been made? No, I don't think so. I do think it has flaws, and I'm not sure there's many people out there willing to discuss some of the flaws. But I will do that. But I do want to say that I do think this is a fantastic movie. It's great fun, and it's a wonderful addition to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But I just don't think it's the all-conquering, all-powerful Marvel movie that some are making it out to be. So what is this movie about? Well, we start the movie in 1992 and we meet Black Panther's dad, who goes to America to seek out a traitor that turns out to be his brother. It doesn't end well, and it ends up in the present day. Then it picks up literally a week after the end of Civil War, because it explains it in a news footage at the beginning. So it's a week after that movie, after those events in Civil War, and his son, the king's son, is looking to be crowned as the new king of Wakanda. We go through all that. He goes out on some mission to pick up his love, his sweetheart, who he wants at his coronation. So he does. We see a little bit of action at the beginning that it kind of didn't really need to be there, but we see it anyway, and it's still fun. He goes through his whole coronation thing. We get all that, and then we learn that Andy Serkis's character, who we've met in previous Marvel movies, is trying to sell some vibranium that he's got from a London museum. And because Wakanda is sitting on this huge amount of vibranium and they don't want to share it with the world, all the benefits that this vibranium brings, and they've been chasing Andy Serkis's character for decades, they decide to go out to Korea to try and track him down and find him. So Black Panther goes out with a couple of his comrades, trying to get Andy Serkis, meets up with Martin Freeman's character, who we've met previously in some of the Marvel movies. It doesn't exactly go as planned, and we also learned that Michael B. Jordan's character is involved, who may have a past history with Wakanda, and in particular the previous king, in something that he did. And he basically wants revenge. He wants his recognition in Wakanda, and he's on a bit of a rampage to get it. All ends up basically turning some kind of civil war within Wakanda, really, and some kind of internal political battle that goes on. I don't want to say too much more because I don't want to get into spoiler territory. Needless to say, the story is pretty good. For a Marvel movie, it has underlines of political goings on, a very personal story of vengeance. So we do have a good villain here, and you can understand his reasoning behind it. Very well written villain that we get with Michael B. Jordan, and Andy Serkis is a delight in this character that he plays, and he does really well as Black Panther. All the casting and everything is pretty bloody good in this movie. Those aren't really my issues with it. It is excellent. There's a great villain. There's great action throughout. Wonderful set pieces of action. I do think, though, some of my faults with this movie. I thought it was a fairly slow start. Its pacing was off at the beginning, and it was losing me a little bit. Another question that I had, and I might be missing something, but where was Captain America? My understanding is, from what I can remember, at the end of Civil War, doesn't he go to Wakanda with Black Panther? Because we've seen the trailer for Infinity Gauntlet, the Infinity Wars, and he's in that trailer, and he says to get him a shield. So he's in Wakanda then, and this is set after Civil War. So where was Captain America? That didn't make a lot of sense to me. And what I struggle to get my head around is Wakanda. It's like this secret place it's got all this technology that it's refused to share with the world, which, okay, I kind of get you don't want to share your weapons and stuff, but it's made massive advances in medical science, and they've still chosen not to share that with the world either. It just, a lot of it just didn't make any sense. If they're supposed to be so good, Wakanda, and they're supposed to, be protective, and they've been incredibly self-absorbed for many, many decades, and it just didn't make a lot of sense to me, why you wouldn't share at least the medical advancements to the world. And the end battle, it was just reminded me of the Phantom Menace. That's all I kept thinking about. There's like there's like a flight battle that Martin Freeman's involved in. There's a ground battle between the armies. On the ground, that was like the Phantom Menace thing between the droids and the residents, and then there was the fight between the two Black Panthers that just reminded me of the Jedi fight in Phantom Menace. It was almost like a beat for beat ending of Phantom Menace, and that could just be me, but that's not all I kept thinking about when I was watching it. But that doesn't make it bad. It was brilliantly done and fantastic action. It just felt like a beat for beat ending almost of the Phantom Menace. So I thought it was a fairly poorly written ending, kind of predictable that what we got, but a great Marvel movie, wildly entertaining, great action, great effects, great cast, a wonderful success again for Marvel, but it's just not my favourite. Simple as, really. I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10. Very close to getting a 9, I think, but it's just not right up there in the excellence of my favourite Marvel movies. But I'd love to know your comments, guys, on this.